Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Sing Tao, U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Sunday that the Strait of Hormuz remains open for commercial shipping, placing the blame for recent military escalations squarely on Iran. During an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, Trump claimed that Iran violated its commitments by launching attacks shortly after agreeing to a deal. Following Trump's remarks, the U.S. Central Command confirmed that transit through the strait continues and emphasized that U.S. forces are deployed and prepared to ensure freedom of navigation in the region. In contrast, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy announced the closure of the strategic waterway, citing instability caused by foreign interference, and stated the closure would remain in effect until the U.S. stops intervening. Iran also reported the interception of a vessel that allegedly failed to follow warnings. The situation remains highly volatile as both nations have conducted retaliatory military actions, drawing intense global focus to the security of this vital energy transit corridor. According to SBS News, the Australian federal government has announced the nationwide rollout of the Digital Australia Traveller Declaration over the next 12 to 18 months. Following a successful pilot program involving more than 450,000 passengers on selected Qantas flights since October 2024 across Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, the digital arrival cards will be expanded to all international airports and seaports. Initially accessible as a web form, the government plans to work with airlines to integrate the declaration directly into their mobile apps. To support this initiative and modernize traveler arrival and departure systems, the government will invest $56.1 million over 4 years. Officials highlighted that the digital system will streamline the arrival process, reduce paper filling time for tourists, and significantly improve data quality for border agencies and biosecurity risk assessments. The upgrade also aims to prepare border infrastructure for a projected post-pandemic travel surge and the upcoming 2032 Brisbane Olympics. Traditional paper forms will remain available for passengers who cannot access the digital system, ensuring no traveler is left behind. According to a report by 9 News, a major new wave of strikes has targeted Iranian military sites overnight, with missiles reportedly hitting Qeshm Island, Bandar Abbas, and Hajiabad. While the U.S. military has not officially commented on these latest attacks, U.S. Central Command, the CENTCOM, has firmly stated that the crucial Strait of Hormuz remains open as an international waterway, rejecting Iranian assertions of control. In response to earlier U.S. strikes, Iran claimed responsibility for targeting several Gulf nations, including Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, the UAE, and Oman. Kuwaiti officials confirmed that an oil rig and border posts were hit. Amid these hostilities, CENTCOM dismissed reports that 3 U.S. service members were killed in Kuwait, labeling the claims as Iranian propaganda and confirming all personnel are accounted for. Meanwhile, U.S. Representative Jim Himes warned that these attacks might ultimately increase Iran's motivation to acquire nuclear weapons for deterrence, pointing out that countries with nuclear capabilities are rarely subjected to such direct military actions. According to Asahi Shimbun, Israel's Netanyahu administration announced on July 12 that it plans to hold a general election on October 27. The election, which will determine the allocation of the 120 seats in the Knesset under a proportional representation system, is widely seen as a crucial test of public trust in Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu's coalition, often described as the most right-wing in Israel's history, has maintained a hardline stance in conflicts with Gaza, Lebanon, and Iran. However, the Prime Minister has faced severe criticism for failing to prevent the devastating Hamas-led assault on October 7, 2023. Additionally, his ongoing corruption trials and the failure to achieve strategic objectives in the conflict with Iran, such as halting its nuclear enrichment or overthrowing its regime, have severely damaged his popularity. Recent opinion polls indicate a sharp decline in public support, with only 29.4% of respondents viewing him as the suitable choice for Prime Minister, down from over 40% in March. The upcoming election will decide whether his administration can survive. According to Al Jazeera, new explosions have been heard in Iran's Bandar Abbas and Qeshm Island. This comes as the United States carries out a fifth wave of military strikes since a ceasefire agreement was signed 3 weeks ago. Iranian state media reported that the strikes targeted military sites in Hormozgan province, with Tehran claiming that nearly a dozen enemy projectiles targeted Qeshm Island. In response to the attacks, Tehran announced that it has retaliated against U.S. military assets in the region. This resumption of hostilities has raised significant concerns about the stability of the ceasefire and the potential for a wider conflict in the region. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.